welcome to the onboarding process. I understand you've had 5 years of extensive training, testing, and education to get to this point, so congratulations. You are almost ready to be sent into space on your journey. This is just a final check to ensure you are properly prepared and aware of all of the things you are going to face on your journey. So, compared to everything you've been through to get to this point, this should be very, very easy. So, go ahead, sit back, relax, and just enjoy the final moments you have before embarking on your adventure. I'm going to begin by going through your chart and doing somewhat of an interview. This will allow me to assess you cognitively, ensure that you are mentally prepared, and there aren't any lingering doubts or fears that may prevent you from embarking on your journey. So, let me get started. And no, don't worry. Nerves are expected. It's okay to be nervous, but I can tell you are also very, very excited, which is important as well. So, let's begin. I see that you have had extensive training when it comes to xenobiology, physics, chemistry, and these serve as a great foundation in a lot of the things you will encounter on your journey. Now, let's begin with xenobiology. Can you tell me, in a brief summary, what that has taught you and how it might relate to your travels? Good. Exactly. Yes. You'll encounter many life forms. Some you may not have learned about in your courses, but having an understanding of life forms that are not native to Earth is going to be invaluable. So that's great. I'm glad you mentioned that. As for physics, I see that as one of the specializations you took, which is wonderful to see because, as you know, physics will have a very, very important role in not only space flight, but also the different gravitational forces you'll feel on different planets, as well as just being a very, very important and fundamental area to be knowledgeable in. So I'm glad you decided to take so many courses there. And next we have chemistry, which will help in many ways as well. So I'm just taking notes while you let me know all of this information. So, can you tell me a bit about your background in chemistry? Good. Exactly. it will have a huge impact on that. And I understand you took a course in medical training, which obviously chemistry will play a role in as well. So, good. And I understand you will have a medic on your crew, but you never know what you'll encounter out in the field away from your ship. So that knowledge will be useful. Now, those were your major focuses in terms of the more hands-off education. Now, moving on to the more hands-on portion of your training, I see that you have an extensive background in resource mining. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Good. Oh, I see. So you did conduct a resource mining operation on Mars. Wonderful. That is something we love to see because it's on Mars. Anything that isn't done on Earth is considered a great experience, of course. So, good to hear that that was a successful operation for you. Now, let's move on to spacecraft operation. As I see here, you have not only been trained heavily in operating your spacecraft, but you've also been assigned your ship as of a few days ago. So congratulations on that. I hope you have been familiarizing yourself with all of the controls, as well as dealing with any sort of emergencies, things like that. Good. Spacecraft operation. Let's see. Good. And what do you think of the ship? Is it up to your standards? Do you enjoy it? Could it be better? Good. Yes, don't worry about that. It will serve you well until you are able to find upgrades and different parts on the planets you visit. This is just to get you off the ground. Essentially a very basic version of what you may end up with later in your journey. Now for, of course, the most important part, which is combat training. I see you have a background in military. I see you have done many courses when it comes to your combat training. Can you tell me a little bit about that in terms of how you're going to apply it to your journey? Good. Okay, perfect. Yes, and that's something we like to make sure of. We want you to be able to defend yourself. However, we don't want you to land on every planet you visit and murder everything you see. We strongly believe in the preservation the ecosystems you will encounter on these other worlds, but we understand the need to protect yourself from aggressive life forms of all types, humans and aliens alike. So the fact that you have completed your combat training with the highest of honors is very, very important to us. I'm glad you were able to achieve something so great. So congratulations. Okay. Now, those are the highlights of your training. Since we are finishing off on combat, I do have your gun. This is the weapon you are being assigned. It belonged to one of our best soldiers before you, so treat it well. It is a beginner weapon per se, but powerful nonetheless. And even though you will find many weapons on your journey, this one does have something special. As you see, it is a heavy pistol, and you have been well trained in the use of heavy pistols, so feel free to test it out, get familiar with it before you head off, but I think it will serve you well as part of your weapon arsenal, okay? So, I'm going to give this to you. I have a couple other things that are very important in the preparation process to give you today, so go ahead, keep that safe. Take that, put it in your bag with the rest of your belongings. It's important that you keep this property safe and sound and return it when you come back to Earth, okay? Good. So, now that I've been able to assess you cognitively, I'm going to move on to the physical portion of the test, okay? So again, this will be very, very easy compared to the other medical testing you've been through. This is just a last minute check of your eyes, ears, and overall health. I'm going to take a look at your eyes first, do a couple of sound tests for your ears, and then we will take a few cheek samples to make sure you are in good health, you don't have any viruses that you'll take into space, no sickness, things like that, okay? So, go ahead and look at me. I'm going to cover this eye, and I want you to look straight ahead. Good. We keep this room intentionally dark so I can see your pupil function in a dark room. In a second, I will be looking at your eyes with a light, but for now, making sure everything looks normal. I'm just going to cover that eye now. Good. Now, good. Good. Okay. So, let me grab my magnifying glass. This is just to take a look at your eyes, your eyelids, surrounding areas, as well as make sure I don't see anything wrong. Good. 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 Perfect. And as I see from your chart, you have 20/20 vision, correct? Good. Yes, it's important to have 20/20 vision if you are going to be flying spacecrafts, if you are going to be taking on such an important role for your crew as the leader and pilot. We need your eyes to be perfect. As with any other corrective vision, you can have malfunctions, you can lose a contact, your glasses could break, things like that. So having perfect vision is important. Lucky you, because my vision is terrible unless I have my contacts in. Good. Okay. Yeah. I will be living vicariously through all of our explorers. Good. Okay. Everything looks great. Now I'm just going to need you to follow the light. Get a little bit closer to you. I just want you to follow it with your eyes. Follow the light. Good. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And to this side. Perfect. There you go. Your eye function looks perfectly healthy so far. And close and far, close and far, close and far. Perfect. Great job. So, now I will be testing your ears, okay? So if you could, just close your eyes. Close your eyes. And I want you to tell me which direction each sound is coming from, okay? Which ear you hear it in the best. Whether it's the left ear or the right ear, okay? Okay, so go ahead and close. Close. Good. And again. Good. Now, I'm going to take a look in both ears really quick before we continue on with the other sounds, just to make sure they look healthy. So, turn your head to the side, please. I'm just going to take this light and look. Good. Okay, that side looks great. Now this side. Okay. Good. Perfect. So good. Very, very good. You've done a great job so far, just as a reminder. So continue the way you have been, and you will be off into space in no time. I'm just going to take off my gloves now. And I'm going to expose your ears to a different type of sound. So again, close your eyes and tell me which ear the sound is stronger in, okay? Good. Correct. Close again. Good. Next. Good. Last one for this sound. Listen closely. Good job. Perfect so far. Alright, one more sound for you. So, again, close your eyes and tell me which ears you hear it better. Okay. Good. Yeah, just raise your hand whenever you hear it. Switch ears. And raise the hand of the side of the ear you hear it better on, okay? seem to be perfect, just like everything else so far. So let's move on to our swabs. I'm going to take these Q-tips and take samples from your cheek, each side, and then your nose. So if you could open your mouth wide, please. I'm just going to swab, 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 swab. Good. Put that one in the cup, and then I'm going to take swab, 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 swab from that side. And now your nose. I'm sorry if this is a bit uncomfortable, but one nostril at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Done with that side. And other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Yeah, feel free to itch your nose if you need to. Keep those samples safe and set those aside. We will send those off for testing. Again, it's just a precautionary test to make sure you're not traveling in a tight, confined space with all of your crewmates. If you have any sort of illness or virus, we just need you all to be safe and in tip-top shape, but you are exhibiting no symptoms of anything, so you'll be just fine. It's just in case. So, for my last thing to give you, I have your ship manual here for you. And I'm aware you have already received your ship, you've already been aboard. This is just something you can keep handy right next to you at all times in case something goes awry. Or if something slips your mind, you are a new captain to this ship, so it's to be expected. You can flip through as often as you need to. And everything you could possibly need to know about your ship is right here. But with how rigorous your testing has been, I have no concerns that you'll need it often. But it is a nice safeguard and kind of puts your mind at ease, right? It can be intimidating to captain a brand new ship. So, this is for you. And I think that concludes our final preparation today. If you have any questions, please do let me know. I know this is a very, very exciting time for you. And, the past 5 years have been leading up to this moment. I can only imagine you have lots of thoughts, concerns, just excitement for your journey. And I truly do hope it's a wonderful, wonderful adventure for you. Again, we are here. If you need anything from us, we would be happy to help. But this does conclude your final tests before going off into space. So if you don't hear from us, that is good news. It means that you are fully prepared and you passed every test today, which, if I can tell you a secret, you did. The only thing we're waiting on would be the virus and illness test, but I don't don't foresee any problems there. So that's it for today, and congratulations. You are prepared for space, and I hope that your journey is everything you've imagined and more.